Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm participating in 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, Series 18. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm participating in Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches, Series 18. You can find all of the sketches for free in Christy's Facebook group called 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And you will find not just this series of 30 sketches, but you will also find the previous 17 series. So if you love to use sketches and use a sketch as a jumping off point, that is definitely a place to go. I love starting with a sketch, so this is right up my alley, and I'm super excited to be participating again. There is also a YouTube playlist that is collaborative, so everybody who is creating videos based on the sketches is able to add their videos to the collective playlist. So that is linked in the description box, as is Christy's Facebook group, where you can find all of the sketches. The sketch creator for today is Katie Scott of the Scrappy Sisters. They are from Australia. They like to host Scraptember, which is super exciting. And so that's their Facebook group, Scraptember. Not a ton goes on there outside of September, but I think they do post something once a month at least. And her sister share an Instagram and YouTube account for their scrapbooking. So if you are interested in checking them out, please go to Scrappy Sisters Oz on Instagram or Scrappy Sisters on YouTube. And if you want to see their Facebook group and play along in September, definitely go to the Scraptember Facebook group and ask to join. Okay, so we are going to get started. This is the sketch for today. This is my photo, and I am going to be starting with this collection kit, which is kind of a mix and match kit of Let's Lumberjack, Little Lumberjack, and something from Close to My Heart, I believe. So that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to go grab a shape die to cut some shapes out of the scraps to mimic these like odd shapes in here. Mine are going to be probably more geometric, but that's okay. I see shapes, I'm going to put shapes. Okay, so hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and cut the branding strip off of my Little Lumberjack, or no, Let's Lumberjack paper. What's this one called? 4x6 journaling cards. So I'm using the B side, which is this white wood grain, and that's going to be my background today. And then I went and grabbed my dies, and I picked this big octagon shape, and I went and ran a bunch of the scraps through the die cut machine, through the Big Shot, and I cut, I think, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay, so I cut 5 of these. I'm not really sure how I want them to line up. Maybe more like that. And then I'm going to have my photo. Now, I didn't have a 4x6 photo, I had a 4x4, so I added on to that, because in the sketch it looks like there's a 4x6 photo and then like a 3x4 or maybe a journaling card. So what I did was I turned this into a 4x6 by adding my journaling onto the bottom. And so that's what I did with that. And then I have this journaling card that I picked from the 3x4 journaling cards, and I backed it with black cardstock to mimic my matting here. And then I just left justified my journaling so that I could pop this a little bit over top, and so it would overlap. And it still doesn't cover up my fur trader here. So again, as I mentioned yesterday, I'm going to be scrapbooking photos that I had printed for my road trip attractions, no, roadside attractions album. I'm like, why does that sound wrong? Roadside attractions album. And I would have printed them before COVID struck or around that time so that I could work on some scrapbooking. And then I ended up buying a personal photo printer and stopped using my, I was so excited to be able to print in whatever size I wanted that I kind of left these already printed photos kind of in a box, and now I'm getting back to them, and I want to make sure that I'm not leaving any behind. So this is one of the albums that I still haven't tackled yet, so I thought 30 Days of Sketches worked really well for it last time. I'm going to keep going with that, and awesome. I'm excited. I don't know. This is like multiple albums. I know I always say it's an album, but it's like an album series because I'm kind of obsessed, low-key, with these roadside attraction things where I stop to like take photos, and I don't know, I think they're interesting. I think that it's something to look for when you're on road trips, and sometimes it brings you to interesting places. This one had a museum, but I didn't get to go in because the day that I was there, the museum was closed. But that kind of thing, I like to also stop and see what other things are in that town. Sometimes it might be a town that I may have otherwise not stopped in. So, like, what was the most recent one I did? Trying to remember. Oh, the wood grain in the background of this goes this way, so I need to turn it. And so that it kind of looks similar-ish. So that's what I'm thinking for my pieces. Oh yeah, we went and saw the UFO landing pad, my uncle and I, and then we got to also visit a bunch of places because my mom and her siblings lived there when they were young, and so my uncle took me around to a bunch of places that I've heard stories about but never have actually seen in my own life, so that was kind of fun. And they also had like a gift shop there, but again, the day that we were there, it was closed. Okay, so I have stuck down my geometric shapes and in place of where these like not so geometric shapes are on that page, but that's how I'm interpreting the sketch. And then I'm looking at these kind of like doodle lines, or maybe it's supposed to be thread, I'm not really sure. And I'm thinking that since my brain works more geometrically than that, maybe I can do some doodling, but it can be circles. And I'll just take my die, my circle die, and I will grab my Sharpie pen, and I can just go around. Okay, so now I have traced 3 different doodle circles in 3 different spots, and that kind of mimics that like thread look that's doodled on here. And now I can put my photo down, so I'm just going to grab my T-square, and then this one is going to overlap, and I should probably make sure that's straight as well. That's what my goal is for this little card. I want it to overlap my photo, but not the journaling. And I want it to cover up the bottom of that so that we're not seeing that gap in the center. There we go. Okay. So now what's missing is splattering. Spin it. And then we'll do some splattering down here. I'll do some, just make sure this is covered. And some down here. Okay. There we go. Splattering is done. Okay, so we have our photo and the base of our sketch started with the splattering and the doodling and all the shape stuff. Now we got our journaling card here. You could also put a photo there, I would imagine. And then we have titles. So I'm going to use these puffy thickers. What are these ones called? They are called Delight. And I'm going to title this layout Fur Trade, because that's what this little dude is here to represent. He's not little. He's like 23 feet tall. Oh, we got our title down, Fur Trader. We have our journaling. We have our dude, our photo, and we need to stamp a date. So this one will do. I can stamp on this one. And where do I want it? Maybe down here. Okay. And I had set my date before I turned on the camera so that I could just get that on there. That did not come out very nicely, but I'll just fill it in because I don't trust myself to try and stamp it again. There we go. So we have our date. Now we just need to embellish. So Katie put an embellishment here, one up here, and one down here. I really like that idea that it kind of like nestles in there. That's cute. I don't know if I have anything like that, but we'll give it a whirl. So this is all of that I had left from this piece. I have a ton of ephemera packs. I apparently really loved this collection. Okay. I like that this guy is looking in this direction. He could go on here. I like that this guy is looking straight ahead. He could definitely go on here. And this guy's looking the wrong way. I want somebody up here. We have our bear, but I don't, he's like on a card. There we go, that's better. I like that better. Okay. I could also get some trees on here. Because remember how we said it was kind of cool that he kind of goes around like this? Well, we could put this kind of under here. And then, what else could we do? Okay, so I went through all of these ephemera packs and picked out some things that I think will work with my layout, and we're going to put it all together. So the first thing I picked out is this frame that looks like it's already been trimmed to fit somewhere else, and I think it will fit nicely here as well. So that brings that plaid from here down to here, and then we have it on the bear up here. So then this sticker we were going to tuck in under here. And then I popped this guy up on some fun foam scraps that I had. Now I don't want his antlers to cover up my journaling. There we go. Okay. Then I thought Wild and Free could probably tuck in here. So this roadside attraction is a hand-carved statue of Angus Shaw. And he was a fur trader and agent for the Hudson's Bay Company in the mid-1700s. He stands 23 feet tall, welcoming visitors to Bonnyville, Alberta, and the District Museum. He was carved by Herman Poulin as a reminder of the contribution that the fur trade made to the development of Western Canada. So, it's kind of interesting stuff. This, I think I want tucked under the R of my title. I didn't glue those down yet. I might do that after I turn off the camera, just because it's kind of not very fun to watch. And then I wanted this. This is also on foam. Just not really sure how I want these ones yet. So I'll pop this guy up here. There we go. And then I have this guy, but I want to add add this tag and this compass, but I'm not sure how I want to layer it up. Okay, there's that. I like that better, where he's kind of standing on the word instead. And then maybe I can bring this one. Maybe this one doesn't need to be on there. Okay, so I can glue these down. Okay, and then I was thinking I would like to get this little piece on here somewhere. Maybe up here. And I also like these arrow pieces. And then one here. And then I just need some enamel dots. These ones are the little lumberjack ones. Okay, gray. Maybe one of each. All right, let's see what we can do here. So we can put this one here. And then maybe two small ones. So we can do a white one here and a brown one. There, that's better. That's a better visual triangle. Okay, and then we can do a bigger white one down here. And black. There we go. Okay, so thank you so much to Katie for this incredible sketch. Please make sure you go over and check her out at Scrappy Sisters Oz on Instagram, or Scrappy Sisters on YouTube, or at the Scraptember Facebook group. Make sure to also go check out Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches Facebook group. All of that information will be linked in the description box. And thank you to Christy for, again, putting together another fabulous series of 30 Days of Sketches, and to Katie for contributing a sketch this time around. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye for now.